Another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees out of anything are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
We are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. It's the Barnes and Michael show today. Michael, how are you? Just bear with us a second, everybody.
1 second.
Honestly, last time with Tony, this happened, and then we were good. Just a little boot. Welcome back.
There we go. We're here. We're live.
Michael,
we're live.
How are we today?
Dude, we are good. How are you doing? I'm a little upset about the Yankees, but we'll get into it. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. We will get into it. But listen, it's a beautiful day to be alive. It's May. It's summer. I mean, there's so much to look forward to. You can't focus on the negative, and I think that is the problem with society. But let's get to the negative. The world of Major League Baseball.
2-2, he got him swinging. A back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
There's damage right there. Shohei, way, Nada, where did that land?
Stuck to Chapman, who leaps up and grabs it.
Story spins and fires. Out at first.
There it goes. See ya. Home run, Aaron Judge.
There it goes. See ya. Home run Aaron Judge because he hit 2 last night. But they did lose to the Baltimore Orioles with Garrett Cole on the mound at home. But you know what the thing is, Michael, and I know you know this better than anybody. You sometimes when you're in trouble, you're struggling a little bit, you send in your best guy, and that is the one, the only, myself tonight. In the Bronx, the anti-Eddie Mush coming to the stadium, getting the job done. I am guaranteeing it like I'm Willie Joe in the Super Bowl III. So just keep that in mind.
I love it.
So yeah, definitely pumped to go to the game later. But just kind of backing up a step or two. I know I kind of threw a lot at everybody there. You think about when we last met on Friday. They did, have a nice win against the White Sox. Judge, of course, again, starring, and then they go to Clay Holmes to close out the game, over Chapman, which is a theme, that's worked well when they've gone that route instead of, the high wire act with Chapman. So that was all in well. But then we had the rain out on Saturday. So no baseball Saturday. We get a double header on Sunday. And you want to talk about just wasting good efforts. We had not one, but 2 starts, by our starting pitching, in terms of Luis Severino and Jamison Tyone of 7 innings and only 1 earned run. But both games combined, we only scored 1 run. So it was just one of those things. I mean, you can't score, you can't win. We don't need to beat, a dead horse. And then, of course, in game 1, where Judge, excitingly ties it up, 9th inning. That was huge. But then Chapman walked the park. Next thing we know, it's 3-1, and we lose the game. So that was tough. Now some stuff's coming out. Chapman, he's saying he has an Achilles problem. Not sure if they're going to put him on the injured list. I mean, we've had the same conversation over and over again. And it's like Kemba with the Knicks. It's time to go. Just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? So that's just one of those things. I mean, and I guess if you want to put him on the IL, see if he recovers. But we've seen the same thing over and over and over again with him. And then to add injury to insult, Chad Green, a guy that I've been a little hard on this season, having Tommy John surgery this week. So that's another loss.
And Luis Hill.
Luis Hill, yes. Also had Tommy John last week. So, that's a starter that you're down. But listen, you roll with the punches. You'll be fine. I mean, the one thing, though, I have to say is I am a little concerned. Sunday Night Baseball, Loaizaga implodes. Then Miguel Castro kind of showing like, he was pitching with the days, with the Mets. But it's just one of those things. They've had a great start. It's still 29-13 after the loss yesterday. But, we can't act like we were born yesterday where these type of things don't happen. You don't go through a season, and go 162-0. You don't go through a season without slumps. And you've been watching sports too long yourself. It's just you the best way to put it is you're never as good or as bad as you feel like you are.
Yeah, and that's why you win those games early on, because everyone's saying, "Oh, the Yankees had an easy schedule." Well, if we didn't win those games, look where we'd be.
It wouldn't be 29-13.
So, and then in September, that's going to matter.
Exactly, and just kind of back to last night too. Here, I mean, it really came apart after a nice start. Judge homers in the first inning. They tack on another one in the second. But then Garrett Cole gives up 4 in the third inning. Very unexplainably. And his line was good overall. I mean, 8 innings, 7 hits, 11 strikeouts, but the 5 earned runs. So, he didn't even walk anybody. So it's just a very, very odd outing. Judge, they battled back. I think they were all tied up at 4. Then they were down 6-4, and then that was it. But Judge hitting his second home run in the 5th off of Lyles. So he took him deep twice. But how about Judge?
I know.
Contract year, back against the wall, betting on himself, hitting 325. And you want to talk about averages. That's the equivalent, I would say, of, back in the day, Tony Gwynn hitting 400. 325 is insane, especially with power. 17 home runs, 34 RBIs. And it's just one of those things you could look up and down this lineup. It can't just solely be, let's wait around for Judge and Stanton to hit one out. They need help from other places. IKF was hot in the beginning of the year. He's struggled. His average was over 300. Now it's down to 256. Anthony Rizzo, had that 3 home run game. Since then, really struggling, only hitting 230. Did have a hit last night. But you just like to see some more consistency offensively. And I think that'll come, and I do have high expectations for DJ LeMahieu and Gleyber Torres to really get rolling. And we've seen some signs with Gleyber, but, he's really got to just keep it up. So, it's just one of those things where let's just worry about tonight. And as Boomer would say, it's 1 inning, it's 1 pitch, it's 1 game. You know what I mean? You have to have you can't look so broadly. You have to focus on the little things because those are the things, that are important. And, I mentioned, the game tonight that I'm pumped to be in attendance for, the pitching matchup. So it's going to be a 7:05 start, of course, in the Bronx. Jordan Montgomery versus Bruce Zimmerman. So, Yankees minus 250, total set at 8. And I think this is a game where the Yankees really are looking to make a statement. You know what I mean? It's like you've kind of embarrassed yourself by losing 3 in a row. And it's just the way you did it. And then obviously last night to the Orioles, but, just finishing that series against Chicago. And then, Tim Anderson, the whole thing with Josh Donaldson. And then he shows up Miguel Castro and hits the 3-run homer.
I know.
And it's like, so let's fight back in a positive way. And I think that's what they're going to do tonight. And Jordan Montgomery, one of the more consistent pitchers, in the Yankee rotation. Obviously, they've all been pretty good this season, of course. But I just feel like in a big game, I know, and I'm thinking it more of like the soft tossing lefty. But I think it's like, when your back was against the wall 15, 20 years ago and Andy Pettitte was starting the game. You know what I mean? He was going to give you 7 strong. He might let up 3 earned, but he kept you in the game.
Yeah.
He didn't give up 5 in the first, and I think that's what Jordan Montgomery is. That's what he's going to do. And tell me, Michael, that you see it going any other way.
No. 4 home runs for Judge.
Oh, dude, that would be something after 2 last nights.
Barnes catches 1.
I mean, left field, he obviously goes oppo a lot, but he's due to hit one out to left for sure.
Law of averages.
But I'm going to say tonight we're going to go 10-2. Montgomery, 6 innings, 2 earned, 8 strikeouts. And the Yankees get the monkey off their back. Anything different you see here, Michael?
Is Stanton playing?
There's I mean, after losing 3 in a row and losing the Orioles, he better be playing. He's hitting 289, and I mean, he's in the top 5 in the majors in home runs. I mean, that would be crazy if he wasn't.
So tack on a home run for him.
So I mean, so they're getting more than 6, you think?
No, 4 from Judge.
So all solos.
4 solos.
4 solos and a 2-run homer.
And then a 2-run homer
so
for
the Judge and Stanley.
Yeah, train comes through.
Everyone else sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, a win is a win is a win. I don't care how we get there, but let's just get the freaking job done. And listen, me, and I try to be, courteous to Tony, of course, very passionate Mets fan. So, I don't get riled for the Mets, but let's just give them their due. I mean, we want to talk about yesterday, and, you look at their game in San Francisco, 13-3. I mean, that one, really surprised me.
Yeah.
And of course, Tony isn't here to gloat in a big 10-run win. But it was just funny. David Peterson, guy we've talked about, going back to last season, really gave him a good outing. And then, that's what they need, down Scherzer, down DeGrom, 6 innings, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts. Mark Canha, Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso all hit home runs, 18 hits. So the offense was churning.
Wow.
At the end of the day, Mets 29-15, very similar record to the Yankees. So, I mean, you have to be happy about that. And especially just beating a tough opponent on the road, east to west. I mean, that is not easy to do. So like I said, I have to give the Mets, credit where credit is due.
Wait, mozzarella?
No, I swear, I know I asked this last time. When did I say, oh my goodness?
I don't know.
It doesn't sound like something I would say.
Oh my goodness.
Right? It
I
almost
know.
doesn't even sound like me.
Oh my goodness.
I know it does.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It is weird where it sounds like it's from not from the sports audio.
You think it's from the metaverse? It might be. But
ferocious.
And just overall here, big picture for the Mets. So with that victory last night, believe it or not, they have won 5 of 6. And if you take it a step back further, it's 6 of 8. So they've been on a nice run here. 2 out of 3 from the Rockies in Colorado. That's not easy to do. You never know with the altitude there what's going to happen. But you gotta now. It would be huge for them tonight if you could win. Another game against the Giants, clinch the series win. Obviously the late start time being out on the West Coast, so that's a little tough. You don't really have time to make an adjustment. And you look at the pitching matchup tonight. Logan Webb, a guy who starred for the Giants last year when they won over 100 games. A little spotty this season, but 5-1, 3.54. Just has had a couple outings that have really bloated that ERA. Chris Bassett, came over, in the trade before the season started from the A's, 4-2, 2.77. So, I mean, he's pitched well, and right now, I mean, by default, he's their ace with all these injuries. So, he's got to step up here. I just think, and I know, Tony won't like this, but I think a law of averages thing after, especially after getting embarrassed last night. I just think the Giants are going to step up here. Logan Webb, maybe complete game shutout. Just keep that in mind. We'll revisit it tomorrow if we actually get something like that. But give me the San Francisco Giants here. I'm going to say 2-0. And we are going to see Evan Longoria turning back the clock like it's 2008 with 2 solo home runs as the Giants take care of business against the one, the only, the New York Mets. So that's kind of, what I see on the horizon here. And it's just crazy, the season as we move along here. We're almost in June. It seems like the season just started. And just a quick divisional update. So Yankees up 4.5 on Tampa right now. So that's, a solid lead, obviously. And then you look at the Mets, 8-game lead for the New York Mets. But we saw something similar to this last season. We have these pitching injuries that are concerning. So it's just a lot of questions out there. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't think I could really say it, any other way than that. But it's an exciting time. I can't wait to go to the game tonight, and I'm just feeling good energy. The Yankees are getting back on track. We're not going to overreact. And I have this thing, and I don't know if you've ever done this with the Knicks. I feel like you don't do this for some reason, but I just am like this. Maybe it's a weak point of mine. When I'm disappointed in sports results, I'll go not listen to any sports radio for like a day or two. I just don't want to hear it.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't enjoy it, but I feel like you look at it as a different way, almost as like therapeutic in a sense.
Yeah, I do enjoy hearing them. Just the I don't like hearing music like when I'm driving, like especially like the radio, and then my figuring out what I want to listen to is just too much.
Right.
It just gets to be too much. So ESPN radio, and I wish they would just put Rick and Dave on repeat all day,
or just have them take over the drive time. But I feel like Dave probably doesn't want to get home late.
I know he doesn't, but he hates waking up early too.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, those guys have to have insomnia.
They got it.
You can't watch all the games and then get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just not.
Dave is when was it when the Rangers lost?
Game 2?
Yeah. No, it was game 3 overtime. The 3 game.
Okay.
The next morning.
Okay, yeah.
He was miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable. I don't want to be here. Just do the show without me.
Yeah.
So funny.
But and I mean, I've mentioned this before too. I mean, the thing after these losses that I enjoy the most is obviously what we're doing here right now.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hear it from someone else. Because the different with us is, we give it from a real perspective. No, Dave and Rick
they're real.
Give it a real perspective. But a lot of other people,
I know.
They're going to jump on this. Oh, they're so concerning for the Yankees, the injuries. It's just like, shut up.
I know. And the callers.
What should we do here? The complainers. Tell me in life, there's nothing more annoying than complainers.
Yeah.
Negative complainers. They should
know.
be abolished from the face of the earth. I swear to God, because are you living your life to be miserable? Is that what you want every day, day in and day out?
I don't get it.
We all have struggles, but at the same time, we know that there's certain things that we love, that we look forward to, that we enjoy. So why are we going to just keep dwelling? Oh, my God, my life sucks. Like, you know what I mean? What is the point of that? As Matthew says, look at you.
Yeah.
Abolishment. We know he's cracking up watching this.
Oh, yeah. Especially hearing you go.
Oh, man.
No, they're the worst people.
But yeah, I mean, it's a shame. And I hope.
And they're all fake, though. That's the thing.
Yes.
Like, they're all.
Yep.
Like Michael K. the other day.
Oh, he said, Barnes, I am crying.
He was just, people were roasting him.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was something with the Mets 3 announcers versus the Yes Network. And people were just roasting Michael K on Twitter, calling him a potato, a fucking all this stuff. And he's like, no, I don't care though. But then why are you fucking talking about it?
Oh, no.
You care so much what all these little warts think about you.
He is pretty annoying. And it's one of those things.
He's so soft like a baby child.
It's true. And it's like, that's another thing that I don't like is people wasting an opportunity. And I feel like Michael K, has a chance to be like literally like Johnny Carson.
I know.
You know what I mean? Yankee play-by-play, 20, 30 years plus, drive time, 20 years plus. And it's like.
No one really likes him like that.
Because he doesn't appreciate the moment.
Yeah.
He's too full of himself.
Yeah.
And he just, I don't know. It's a bot's job. I think we see this. It's very hard, especially, in the media industry to be there that long and just kind of not go through the motions as you get towards the end. You get the money. You know what I mean? You're not motivated. And the thing is, I feel like the only guy that I know of that's really been able to be consistent throughout the whole time is Mad Dog.
Yeah, I knew
he's always pumped up.
Yeah.
And obviously Dave.
Dave.
But Dave
younger,
but also he hasn't gotten
to that stratosphere.
He's not, we know him. We love him. But he's not known nationally.
Yes.
That's the difference.
It's so funny. So they were talking about on Rick and Dave's show, if the Rangers win the Stanley Cup, Dave should be on the float,
Uh-huh.
on one of the floats. And Rick's like, why would you be on the float? You couldn't even get in the Giants draft room. And he's like, I should be on the Giants draft on the float, right? And he's like, that no one would ever have you on the float because you're just gonna get naked and start showing your John. And he's just like, he's like, well, yeah, I probably would.
Oh man, that's funny. That is funny. Just one other thing before we move on, not really related to baseball here, but what do you? I know, like, listen, nobody has a crystal ball here, but what do you kind of see trajectory wise? For Rick and Dave, like. I just feel like there's no way that it's like, oh yeah, they're just going to be 5 to 8, 20 years. Like where are they going?
I could see them taking Michael K's slot.
You hear the ratings are
dead.
Dive, dude. 14, dude. And Evan and Carton and Roberts are like number 2. And like, Carton's like, you know what I mean? Just like kind of being so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yet for whatever reason, and I don't know if it's just like a kind of a natural thing. You're in New York. You're going to listen to the fan. That's what you do, even if like the product isn't good. But that's really bad. And you notice, Michael K., I know you've watched a bunch of shows. They would always harp on the ratings. Oh, this book, this, that. They haven't talked about it in a year.
Yeah.
Smashed. Is it Peter? Is it Michael? I mean, what is it?
I think it's a combo mambo, dude.
And it's crazy. Like,
and even because it's crazy. Yankee fans don't even like Michael.
Yeah. He's negative. He seems he gives you a negative energy.
Yeah,
I think that's.
I know.
Problem.
Yeah. He's a glass half full guy.
Yeah.
Or a half empty guy.
Yeah. And so do you think he stays with Rick?
Yes, they're gonna, dude. Yeah, I think they're gonna. It's like Don and Michael.
Do you think Hahn tries to get back in the mix?
I would love that.
You never heard like what happened there?
I think Hahn wanted to be the later show for like time and family stuff.
Oh, but it had nothing to do.
I don't know.
He was always obsessed with DiPietro because he covered him as a writer and everything.
Yes, dude. And they're boys. They're boys. They still are.
No bad blood.
No. But just, dude, there's nothing like Rick and Dave.
Yeah, they're classic. Now that they got Canty out of there, it's funny. You thought you needed Canty, but
it's
actually better without Canty.
It is.
Nothing wrong with him.
No,
but it just.
You're right, dude.
Yeah.
It just, you thought he was like needed,
right?
But then when he left, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh wow, there's just more Dave and Rick now.
And I don't know if he was
he's trashed with like Carlin and Canty.
No, but is that
that's a show
now? Like what? They changed things.
Dude, I'm telling you, they're about to change it again.
Yeah.
I could feel it. I've been listening to ESPN Radio 98.7 since they were 10:50 a.m. only.
I used to listen to that.
And now they made the switch.
Lupica and LaGreca,
dude. And Colin Cowherd was on, dude.
Yep.
Stephen A. before he became a chief.
Oh my God.
It was just they had a smashing lineup, dude.
Yeah. Not sold on Canty Matthews.
Yeah, and I know. He's just with the wrong dude.
Yeah.
Him and Hahn and Bart could be cool.
Yeah.
That would be a cool little trio.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I like Bart and Canty like way more than Jay and Keyshawn, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those guys just seem like Keyshawn seems like he's just there to collect checks.
Mm-hmm.
Jay just is a chief and like is like all about himself. Like, you could just see it. And then like, I don't know. It just sucks that they can't. I hate Carlin. Let's put it that way. And he's on he fills in for everything.
Yeah.
That's the worst show combo of all time. Carlin and Canty. Like, wow.
What about if they did the Carlin and Michael K show?
It's so annoying when Carlin goes on their show and he just like totally blows Michael. Michael, you're the best.
Now, Michael. Now let's talk about this. Enough. It really is enough.
Nice little rant there.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's keep the ball moving here. Let's go to the world of the National Hockey League.
In they come. Evans, what a save by Vasilevsky. Are you kidding me?
McAvoy, Frederick, did you get the license plate number on that truck? McDavid,
You just knew that Connor McDavid was going to make a statement. What a goal.
Let's go! It is game 4 tonight, so we are fired up. We haven't really got to recap too much Especially over Sunday's
That's good.
game, which was nice, after Friday's disappointment. So we're talking a couple days back here. But obviously, I mean, you were in a must-win situation on Sunday, and they answered the bell. You had the goals by Zibanejad and Kreider, Shesterkin, 43 saves. This is our guy. This is our goalie. Those are the type of performances you need in the postseason. And
The legend.
so big after those disappointing games in Carolina. I mean, there's just no way to say it. Nice to get Mott in the mix, adding a goal in the third period as well. And just the fact that, I'm sure, a lot of people were, that were kind of in support of the Rangers probably got a little nervous, in that second period when Niedermeyer, had that goal to make it 2-1. Oh, then it's going to be 2-2, thinking about game one.
Right.
And just but they stayed the course. They got the job done. And it's I think personally the Rangers' confidence, even though, they've looked bad at times. They were down 3-1 to the Penguins, down 2 goals in game 5 and 6. I don't think their confidence wavers despite disappointing results. And I think that's why they've been able to battle back all postseason. Everyone gets lucky every once in a while. Canes go on to play the Bolts. Good morning, cuz this is Tony's cousin, right?
I think so.
He commented. I don't think you were here last time. But
what's up, Edward?
Yeah, appreciate you chiming in here. But I have to say, I don't know how you're getting there. I mean, maybe you're thinking game 7 and, I obviously you never know which way the puck is going to drop, but I think there's no way. And anybody could question me on this, but there's no way 2-1 series here. You're in the Garden. It's game 4. You're a couple wins away from getting to a conference final that you're not going to tie the series up at 2. I mean, otherwise, sure, 3-1 last time, but this is a better team. You can't find yourself in that situation. You have to take advantage of playing at the Garden. And I think that's what they're going to do. And you look at the first 2 games, they scored 1 goal. So offense, 3 last time, but 3, that's kind of like a mediocre number. That's not a heavy number. So I'm going to say tonight they're due law of averages 7-2 tonight. Shesterkin, 47 saves. The Canes get a goal late too on an empty netter. So it's really 1 goal allowed by Shesterkin. And we're going to see 2 goals from Kreider, 2 goals from Zibanejad, and 3 goals from Artie Pineda. You're going to be hearing a lot of that. The Ranger goal song, all of it, the whole 9 yards. I am just so pumped for tonight. I know Tony and Matt and Mike, yourself, we're all feeling confident. We're all
Tony's
about
favorite team,
the Bruins, who got eliminated. But I mean, any other way you could sum it up, Michael?
I would take away the goal and add 50 saves.
50 saves.
Just totally being I'm the best. There's no one else even close to me.
Igor Lundqvist.
Yes, so they're going to be chance of that.
Yeah. No, I could not agree more. So pumped up for the Rangers. Like I said, this is huge. You can't think about last series. You have to think about this series and your opponent, and you just need to take care of business here because the way it works, and of course we're getting ahead of ourselves, but you win tonight, even if you lose game 5, you're back in your building for game 6, season on the line. I mean, you expect to step up there, and then you put yourself in a position where you were last round, where it's win or go home. And I expect that type of thing to happen. And maybe it goes a little differently in terms of the order, but I think we're going to get a game 7, and I think the Rangers are going to win. And speaking of the Bolts, New York Rangers are going to take on the Bolts in Tampa for game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, a place they have not been since 2014. So we're talking 8 years ago, and everybody's pumped up. So I'm really excited for that. But that being said, I just wanted to mention here, the Lightning sweeping the Florida Panthers. This is a Lightning team who was down, I believe, 3-2 to Washington in the first round. Obviously 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions. They sweep the Panthers, 58 wins, literally the equivalent of the Phoenix Suns this year in the NHL, and they just fall flat on their face, lack of offense. And that's embarrassing. That's disappointing for that fan base. I think they really were expecting to get to the Stanley Cup final this year. They don't. Tampa shows why they've been here. They've done that. They've had success.
Yeah.
The journey continues for them, and I'm sure everyone in Tampa is pumped up. And then just on the other side of things here, Avalanche 6-3 over the Blues.
Dude, they might win it.
Yeah, I mean,
Avalanche are freaking.
I think they
They
definitely
score 6 a game every time you talk about them. They score 6.
Yeah. Kadri with 3 last night. Also,
how are the Oilers doing?
Hat-trick. Oilers are actually back in action tonight. Edmonton leading the series 2-1, and
The legend,
Tony, very skeptical because it all. I know you know this. It all goes back to the fact that I said Kane was going to the Oilers.
You said it.
He didn't like it, so now that he's there, he's naysayer, negative, and they just keep answering the bell.
You called it. You said he is going to be the guy they need. They needed one more guy.
Think back to that press conference.
It's ridiculous.
Draisaitl. Was he tight? You think he was tight? So I think, that just made the whole difference. And, I just think listen, I know Gaudreau and, the Flames, they had a great season this year, but Edmonton, the journey that they've been on, the hot, the low, the highs, the lows, the hot, the cold, so much talent on that team. We've seen them waste that talent the last couple of years. And it just seems like this is a year they're harvesting it together. And I mentioned it a long time ago before the playoffs started, Avalanche Oilers Western Conference Finals. And I think it's going to be very tough. We've seen, Smith, the Oilers tender, struggle at times, but I think there's a chance that the Oilers could come out on top in that series. Obviously, they're going to need to be firing at all cylinders, but anytime you have Kane, you have McDavid, you have Draisaitl, you have a chance. That's a lot of firepower, a lot of offense, and offense is obviously tough to come by in the Stanley Cup playoffs with all the good goaltending. So excited for that. But I think, honestly, tonight, Edmonton at home, -120. And, of course, everyone's pointing to, okay, Flames won game 1, Oilers stole game 2, won game 3. So we're due to bounce back. No. Everyone thought that about Florida after they dropped the 2 first games of that series. Oilers commanding tonight. Edmonton, everybody's pumped up at Rogers Place. I am going to say Edmonton tonight, 7-2, taking a commanding 3-1 lead. Evander Kane, 3 goals, 2 assists. Tony shaking in his boots after that one. And
100%. He doesn't want them to get there.
No, so that one's 9:30 on ESPN. Rangers first at 7. So a lot of good hockey tonight. Looking forward to that. But now let's switch gears here. World of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
Now, no, it's more fresh, obviously, because the game was last night. But like I said, I'm tight. The way the Yankees played the last couple of days, so I didn't listen to any sports radio today. Obviously, this is the only sports radio that I'm privy to today, Michael. Mm-hmm. More of a talk today because obviously they have the game tonight. The Celtics are so good. The Celtics are so good, or the Warriors are so good. The Warriors are so good. What do you think?
What is going to be about the most?
Yeah,
Celtics. It's gonna be Celtics Heat, and then it's gonna be like, can Luka be the first player ever to win down 0-3? You know what I mean? Because that's like the narrative being built for him right now, and it's like,
you're tired of it.
I'm tired of the gimmicks, Barnes. I'm tired of the shows.
Am I not tired of it?
It's just like I wish sports. I was watching like the games the other day, and it's just like I wish sports were what they were.
Yeah.
Like, I wish these dudes really just actually loved to play and didn't love the fan shit or the money shit it just be like, I don't know.
Hard to argue though that I'm telling you, and I know this sounds
Matt, Lakers
suck. LOL. I know this sounds so biased, but I swear, like what you're referring to, I feel like is so privy and center focused in the NBA. Versus any other sport, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but dude, come on, what are you doing? Like, how many times does Dog need to reference Bob Cousy? You know what I mean? It's like, Where's the fire? Because you see it in Laguna. Baseball's boring. Baseball's boring. You get to that postseason, there's no such thing as boring baseball.
No.
The walk-off home runs, the raw emotion. And there's not games that are 20 points
in the playoffs.
in the playoffs with a trip to the finals. Yeah, World Series, it's a 2-1 in a 17-3 game 4. It doesn't happen. So that's disappointing. And I just think the NBA needs to get their act together because, listen, crazier things have happened. Who's to say in 10 years that this stuff keeps up, more people get tight, including JJ Redick, and the NHL has more viewership. And I know that's way getting ahead of ourselves, but people are tight. It's hard to absorb this. The young kids are absorbing this. The people our age and up are getting pissed.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of hoopla in the NBA, and it's like so player driven that like I like how in the NFL, or I guess the Spurs do it, there's just like a respect down the line for like your coach, the assistant coaches, the GM, the organization in itself, the fans of the city. You know what I mean? Like people respect that and don't just because I had a losing season and my coach yelled at me, now I want to get traded. I'm demanding a trade now, and they get the fucking trade.
Yep.
If I'm an owner in the NBA, I'm not giving these players anything.
Well, that's the thing I'm saying. The owners need to come together and imagine if everybody was like, no, we're not taking it anywhere. And then instead of the players saying, oh, I want to go to this team. And they're just like, yeah, you're going to have to listen to us. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that being said, does that call into question because he's been lauded? Oh, he's so good, forward thinking. The job that Adam Silver does, is he too weak?
Like how, and everyone was saying David Stern was too strong.
Exactly.
And a little. I mean, I think I think so maybe. And I don't know. You know me and my feelings towards this whole China country in general.
Right.
And I know for a fact that the NBA is in the back pocket of China. So that's sketchy. And I don't like that. And I don't like how they're gonna do things based off of what China wants because they don't want to lose billions of dollars from China in television revenue and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's sketch. That's a whole other thing that needs to be fixed in that industry that is the NBA.
And you know what the sad part is too? I feel like the guys that would be right, take over as commissioner or even just as an advisory role, play a big part in this turnaround are too old because those type of guys are either dead or they're too old.
Kareem and Bill, I know.
Bill Russell
would be great.
Would be the best commissioner in sports history.
I know.
But I mean, obviously
he's like 90 almost. I know.
You can't do that day today. So who is it? Is it Pop?
After he retires, maybe that'd be great. Him, even like Pat Riley would be good. But he's obviously locked with Miami. Like he's got such a good
Pat
thing.
Riley would be great,
dude. Gordon Damerd or whatever his name is,
the ESPN sports desk.
Dude, when he said it, I just made me think about this. He's like, nobody's going to Miami for culture or the winning. Like nobody cares about how many championships they win.
So why did Butler go there?
Yeah, he's like, people just care about the taxes and the weather all year round. I'm like, all right, yeah, that aids in it, but like
the Dolphins, dude.
Yeah, exactly, dude. But yeah, I was just a side note of how shot he is. But yeah, man, I don't know. I love watching the game. Like I love watching basketball, but then it's like there's things in game that I'm not like, the fondest of, all the soft stuff and I hate how soft the league is now. And I don't know, Pop is too woke. I think. Oh yeah, I know.
Any other ideas? Because you know what's funny? I know ESPN would be like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, dude. Yeah, definitely not. But anybody else?
Larry Brown
or Larry Bird?
Yeah, I like
him. Because Larry Brown a little older.
Yeah, he is.
He's
still coaching though. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
College at that. Like that's more of like
Jeff Van Gundy or Too Chief. Yeah.
I know. Hey, how about Mark Jackson getting interviewed with the Lakers though?
Yeah, but
it seems like it's like they did it to like fill a quota.
Rigged.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get hired.
I know. They're going to hire like fucking whatever his name is.
But I mean, let's say the Knicks, and I know you're not expecting it, but let's just say for whatever reason, bad start at least anyway. You think that if he doesn't get hired, that ends up being his job once Thibs gets canned?
I mean, this is Thibs last year.
Regardless.
Well, yeah. I don't know if he does great. No, he's going to get more time. But I'm ready.
Tight.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, dude, you didn't want to play the young guys all year. Then you trade one of my favorite young guys you have in Knox,
right?
Which is, I'm tight about that. But then you get Cam Reddish, which I was happy about.
And then you don't play him.
You don't play him. Then you start playing him and he gets injured because you didn't play him.
Right.
So he's out for the season. And then at the end of the season, you decide to start playing all the young guys.
And then you start doing good.
Yeah.
But then it's too late.
Yeah. And you won games to get us even worse lottery position.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that the central message here, Michael, is that the NBA needs to fix up a couple things. And it's not to say, and I know you know this more than anybody, that it's all over. You know what I mean?
Dude, they've done so great. They're worldwide. All that stuff is great. But like, and the sport is cool. Like you said, there's just some things they need to fix. Like hand checking should be a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's toughen it up a little bit. These guys are also soft, and you won't see people dancing and doing like. I want people to come in the lane and be scared.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that dunking on someone when you're scared to go in the lane.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different thing than just coming down the lane and everyone's like, just lets you go.
Yeah,
or gives you a little whack on the knee. No, freaking get them.
Yeah, yeah.
But
so
I'm predicting tonight Dallas is going to win. I think Luke is going to have a big game. And I won't be surprised if Golden State just blows him out too. But I think Dallas is going to answer, especially the role players. You're not going to see Bullock go 0 for 10, dude.
Right.
He went 0 for 10, and Max Kleba went 0 for 5. So that's 0 for 15 in the game from 3, by the way.
Right.
That's, I don't know. You do the math. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not going to happen.
So they're going to bounce back. I'd say probably like a 115, 109 win, tight game throughout. Luka closes it out. Classic step back. Probably like a 35 triple-double.
I'm going to say Warriors chunk game that I love and look forward to. Dallas 128, Warriors 85.
Wow.
Luka 60.
There's just going to be
60.
Now I know throughout the whole Instagram feed tonight, it's just going to be Steph dancing, Clay dunking, and Draymond screaming.
Yeah. Oh, they're great. I mean, why don't we just put on?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Kardashians.
What are you going to do when Draymond retires and Pat Bev retires and they join TNT and ESPN during the day?
I don't care what anybody says, and I love it. Ooh, Draymond's so good. Like, I'm sorry, but he sucks. It's not compelling, and I'm telling you, they have a good niche right now. Obviously Kenny Smith is a little, head in the sky a little bit. Not paying attention. But that show could go downhill very, very quickly. And I think the glue that keeps it together is Ernie Johnson. Honestly. Were you going to say that?
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So
he does a very good job at managing a bunch of personalities there.
Yeah, exactly. So we shall see, Michael. But, as we kind of come to a close here, really the only other mention I just wanted to give props to Justin Thomas for winning the PGA Championship over there in Tulsa this weekend. 7 back going into the weekend. I mean, that is just the heart of a champion. And it was nice to see, especially because kind of the weekend ended on a sour note, with Tiger withdrawing, shooting that 79 on Saturday after rallying to make
he did rally though.
But Thomas over Zalatoris in a playoff, and JT really brought it round 4, shooting a 67, and then out dueling Zalatoris there. How about Mito Pereira? Was your leader going into Sunday, shoots 75, misses out on the playoff. So, I like to see, Thomas, especially because he's close with Tiger. He considers him one of his best friends. So you love to see that. And major season continues on here. You look at this, and you got, the Open next month in Brookline. So that'll be exciting, and then off to St. Andrews. And I think Tiger should be there for that one. And St. Andrews obviously just historic, so really looking forward to that. And Matt says Shaq is a robot. I honestly too, Shaq. Listen, like Shaq, I just feel like I feel like he has an attitude. Honestly,
You know what I just hate about like players, like being analysts in general, is like they think because they played that they're just like the end all be all knowledge of the sport.
Mhm.
When it's like that's just not true.
No, and then just Shaq with his center ratings. He just says ridiculous things, and it goes back to when Dwight was actually good, and Shaq would say, like, it was so clear. This I'm talking like Superman cape.
Yeah,
Dwight.
yeah.
It was so clear he was the best, and he'd be like, Brook Lopez.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
the
yeah.
center, and it's like, no, he's not.
Yeah, it's hating.
And I just had he's doing this, just sitting here like.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
know.
just, put some more effort into it, Shaq. Because I feel like he's not. I feel like he doesn't pay attention. I really don't think he pays attention. Do you?
That's what I hear when he talks.
Do you think he pays attention though?
No, I think he reads the stat line and then
Yeah.
just like talks what he knows
Goes
of these
off of that.
people, of the players.
Yeah. So NBA as a whole, between the broadcasting, the play on the field, the diva personalities that are, Tyga, Matthew says, and really appreciate the tuning in, Matthew, as well as all of our loyal fans and listeners, and we encourage everybody to continue to comment, to like, to subscribe, to check out those archives on the YouTube page, and Tony all dressed up in a costume. It is must see TV, as well as it's must buy merch at downtimetv.com.
Spring collection coming.
Spring collection coming soon. So that being said, we want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees. Let's go Rangers. As Matthew says, see you Friday, Brian. But you know what? We will see everyone mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make